Well, hello again, my leaders of the Rouses Point Renaissance, my diminutive Da Vinci's. And the reason that I say diminutive Da Vinci's is, well, diminutive, that means small, and Da Vinci, well, that's Leonardo da Vinci, who is one of the great painters of all time. In fact, he created the Mona Lisa, the most famous painting in the world. But he was a genius in many other ways. He was a scientist, he was an inventor, he was an engineer, he was a mathematician, he was a musician, and he also had a very successful YouTube channel. I might be wrong about that last part. In fact, when you consider that Leonardo da Vinci died just over 600 years ago, the YouTube thing probably never happened. But he was a tremendous genius. And the reason that I bring this up is because with this video, there is no drawing assignment, but I do have 3 videos that I'm going to share with you, videos that I created last spring when we were all remote learning. And hopefully when you watch these videos, they'll get you to exercise your brain a little bit and you can have a little bit of fun. So if you're ready, we'll get started. Do you hear that? That's the sound of adventure. So if you're ready for an adventure, we'll get started. Hello and salut, my fellow artists, art historians, art restorers, and archaeologists. That's right, we're going to mix things up a little bit with this lesson because instead of doing a drawing together, we're going to solve a mystery. Now, before we get started, I want to explain that an art historian is someone who studies great art and great artists. An art restorer is someone who fixes great works of art that have been damaged over the years. In fact, recently, a team of art historians and restorers fixed a painting by Leonardo da Vinci called The Last Supper, and they spent over 50 years and millions of dollars fixing it. 50 years. Can you imagine working on fixing a painting for 50 years? I would have been tempted after maybe 20 or 30 years to say, you know what, let's just wallpaper over the whole thing and forget it. But fortunately, they didn't because they restored Leonardo's painting to its original glory. And finally, an archaeologist is someone who studies ancient and sometimes prehistoric cultures by looking at the tools and weapons and artifacts they used while they were alive. And we're going to need all of that information to solve our mystery. And what I need you to do is to put on your best Indiana Jones fedora. And if you don't know who Indiana Jones is, well, ask your parents or grandparents, they'll know. He's only the greatest archaeologist and adventurer in the world, except for you, because you've discovered this vase. This ancient vase, hundreds, perhaps thousands of years old, with these mysterious symbols. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 symbols. And when I say 9, one of them is missing. This vase is so old that some of the paint is chipped off. You have to figure out which one of these symbols belongs in the blank spot. This mysterious collection of symbols. Is it from a civilization long forgotten? Maybe it's some sort of language left behind by aliens from another planet. Only you can figure it out. Now I'm going to step aside for a little bit, but before I do, I'm going to give you 3 clues. Clue number 1 was when I counted off the symbols. Clue number 2 is that everything that you need to figure out is right here in front of you. In fact, there's twice as much information on this vase that you'll need. And clue number 3 is that one and only one of these symbols belongs in the blank spot. Feel free to discuss with any other partners or archaeologists, art historians that are in the room with you, which one of these symbols belongs in the blank spot. Did you figure it out? Remember, I said there were 3 clues. Clue number 1 came when I counted off the 9 symbols for you. Clue number 2 was when I said that everything that you need to know is right here on the vase. In fact, it's twice as much information as you need. Clue number 3 was that one of these 4 symbols belongs in that blank spot. So let's start eliminating the incorrect answers. This symbol doesn't really seem to fit in with any of the other symbols. That's because it's not the correct answer. This symbol, while it looks like it's maybe related to this one right here, doesn't seem to fit in with any of the other symbols. It's also not the correct answer. So it's between these 2 right here. Do you know which one it is and why? This symbol, no, we're not going to eliminate it because it's the correct answer. While this symbol right here looks like it's part of a series leading up into this empty spot, the biggest clue came when I told you that twice as much information that you needed was right here on the base. So when you've got twice as much as you need, what do? You get rid of half of it, and that's what we're going to do. I'm going to get rid of half of this symbol. I'll get rid of half of this symbol, half of this symbol. You see a pattern starting to form? Half of this symbol, half of this, half of this, this, and this. And when you do, you'll see that eliminating half of this symbol will give you the hidden symbol that fits right in that blank spot. Well, I hope you enjoyed our archaeological mystery today. I hope that you join us again tomorrow when we get back to another drawing adventure. And in the meantime, stay creative, stay positive, stay Kuka strong, and be good. Hi guys, do you have your thinking caps on? Because for this week's bonus video, you're gonna have to turn your thinking caps on to full power. And you're gonna have to start out by using your imagination, and I want you to pretend that you're walking to a fine art gallery and you see this painting. Can you guess who it might be by? I'll give you a hint. He was probably the most important artist of the last 100 years. His name is Pablo Picasso. So when you see it, you say, I want to buy it. How much is it? And the art dealer says it costs $10. So let me stop right there by telling you that Pablo Picasso has had paintings that have sold for over $100 million. So if you get a chance to buy a Pablo Picasso for $10, it would probably be a good investment. So you say to the dealer, it's $10. Maybe you can talk him down a little bit. And he says, it's $10, but I'm including the frame. So you say to him, how much is it for the painting without the frame? I don't want the frame. I just want the painting. And the art dealer tells you, and here's the part that you have to pay attention to, that the painting is worth $9 more than the frame. And the painting and the frame together cost $10. So your question for this week is, how much is it for just the painting? I'll give you a hint. If the painting and the frame together cost $10 and they both cost the same amount, well, this would be $5 and this would be $5. But in our scenario, in our imaginary scene, the painting is worth $9 more than the frame, and the painting and the frame together cost $10. So feel free to talk it over with anybody else who's in the room who might happen to be an expert in finance or fine art and see if you can come up with the answer. And if you can't, well, I'll see you again tomorrow with the answer. Did you turn your thinking cap on to full power? Did you come up with the correct answer to the pricey Pablo Picasso portrait painting puzzle? Whew. Remember, I told you yesterday that the painting and the frame together cost $10, but the painting alone without the frame is worth $9 more than the frame. So how much is it for just the painting? Well, you might think that the painting is worth $9 and the frame is worth $1, but that's not the right answer, because even though 9 plus 1 equals $10, $9 is not really $9 more than $1. It's $8 more. So 9 and 1 is not the correct answer. The only correct answer is if the painting cost $9.50 and the frame is worth 50 cents. But again, if you get a chance to buy a Pablo Picasso painting for $10, I'd kick in the extra 50 cents for the frame, but that's just me. I hope you had fun with today's puzzle, even if you didn't get the right answer. I hope you come back tomorrow for another drawing challenge. Until we get together again, stay creative, stay positive, keep that thinking cap close by. We'll see you soon. Hi again, guys. Last week when my videos wasn't a drawing instructional video, it's just a picture puzzle called The Mystery of the Missing Symbol. But I had so much fun with it that when I came across this puzzle, I thought I would include it this week just as a little bonus video. So I need you to put on your thinking caps and try to imagine that you just graduated from art college. And you're going to hear 4 words that someone with a degree in art almost never hears. You got a job. Trust me, it was a long time before I heard those 4 words after I got my degree in art. And when I did, it turned my world upside down. And here's what your job is. You've been hired to paint numbers in all these spots of the parking lot. I didn't say it was a great job, but it's a job. And look at it this way. Vincent van Gogh only sold 1 painting in his whole lifetime. So you're tied with him right out of the gate. The problem is that someone has parked their orange car right in this last spot that you have to paint. So here you are, and as soon as this orange car moves, you have to determine what number goes in that spot. And by looking at all the other numbers that you've already painted, you should be able to figure out what number goes right there. So feel free to discuss it with anybody else in the room, your brothers, your sisters, mom, dad, whoever it is that's there with you, and see if you can decide together what number goes in this spot. I'm counting on you. And if you can't do it, just come back again tomorrow and I'll be here with the answer. Well, guys, did you figure out the puzzle? Did you turn your thinking caps on full power? I'll be honest with you, the first time I saw this puzzle, it stumped me. But I did give you 2 clues. One clue was when I said I was counting on you. Because the truth is, all you have to do is count the numbers to figure out which number goes underneath the orange car. Another clue that I gave was when I said, my first job as an artist turned my world upside down. And if getting a job as an artist turned your world upside down, you would see that your parking lot now looks very, very different. And these numbers make a lot more sense now. It's just a matter of counting straight across. 86, 88, 89, 90, 91. So when we remove our orange car, we see that the number is 87, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91. Well, I hope you had fun with this puzzle. I hope you come back again tomorrow. I'll have another drawing challenge for you. And in the meantime, stay Cougar strong, stay creative, and always keep your thinking cap close by. We'll see you soon.